Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Soul Was Taken by the Shinigami. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Open the Gate of Alchemy and awaken all the abilities. And enjoy that guys. And also remember, for new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King 2, Anime King 3, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, news gradually spread that the Limitless was alive. People were trying their hardest to believe this, as it didn't seem possible after 12 years of death. With the Akatsuki, Nagato gave the order for Itachi not to intervene, along with Kisame, as it was their job to go after the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, which was Mito. Minato was already a problem to deal with the backing of the village as well. But now that the Limitless was back, and not to mention that man was the girl's uncle, things would be more harder than he thought. Nagato had heard the rumors, he had heard the stories. Almost everyone across the Elemental Nation, just like Minato, the name of the Limitless was quite popular. So now this was a problem, as he told them to watch, but to not intervene. At the village, as Naruto had slept, as his body needed to recuperate, it was quite ironic given that he had slept for basically 12 years, while he was dead. Tsunade had run a medical exam on him. The only reason why she was in the village was because of Kushina. As Tsunade had lost so much in his village, she knew the two of them while growing up, as Mito was her grandmother after all. And Tsunade was there when Kushina was sent from Ozu to become the next holder of the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. When she lost Dan and Nawaki, the brat was there for her always, making sure that she was not doing things that would, well, put her in any serious trouble. One moment he thought that she was a flight risk to herself, but that was not the case. So when she found out that he died, well, it was a lot. But she had stayed for Kushina, who was in a terrible state when her brother had died. And she stayed with the village as she was working in the hospital. She checked Naruto and there was nothing wrong with him. He was completely fine. As the group was outside waiting, with that they made their way towards the council room. The members were shocked to see him alive, as they could not believe it, as Naruto greeted the members of the council, knowing each of them quite well. He even got along with the elders, well, not Koharu, but Homura. But he didn't get along well with Danzo. But despite that, Danzo respected Naruto's skill, as he was one of the pillars that held Konoha up. As Naruto told him what happened to him, the seal that he worked on behind Mito's and Kushina's back when he was younger, that was the only reason why he was alive. The dead man's seal, as it had brought him back. Not to mention he had the other half of the Kyuubi seal instead of him, judging from the massive seal area across his chest. As Mito was able to come in, as Naruto had brought her along. As the whole thing seemed so unreal to everyone, as he was here back with them alive. But he will need to go and have a talk with Inuichi. After all, his mind was there for all of it, with the Shinigami. Inoichi was glad that Naruto accepted, and he did not make a fuss that he was alright. After all, that is what the patients said when they were definitely not alright. So with that, the meeting came to a close. After a while, Naruto found himself on top of the monument, taking in the fresh air. As he just stand there, as he was waiting for someone, it was then that she finally showed up. It was none other than Kurina Iwai. As Naruto wanted to hug her, he wanted to kiss her, but he's been gone for 12 years now. And a lot must have changed, as she told him that she was with Asuma. Being the person that he wasn't going to force her into anything. He wasn't going to try to make her change her mind about anything. As long as she was happy, he was happy. And for that she was grateful, even though seeing him bring up a lot of feelings from the past. As Naruto was confused about one something though, the Uchihas, where were they? As she had to tell him that Itachi had committed a massacre. That shocked Naruto, as he couldn't believe what he heard. Itachi? As Naruto was great friends with Mikoto, and to hear this, well, it was quite troubling. How could Itachi do this? To his own mother and father nonetheless. Yes, that baffled Naruto to no end. So yeah guys, that's basically that's what I thought you guys can switch across, so please check out for yourself. So just to begin this new episode, we begin this new episode at Como. There was a loud bang as something was sent sailing and crashed into the window. Darui sighed as he walked inside, as he was just returned from a mission. As he saw the Raikage on his feet, it seems like you heard the news. The Raikage snapped his gaze up towards Darui. As he looked at the file on his table, his chair was through the window and down the hill already. How is this possible, he said. It has been 12 years since his death, and he just popped back up. This doesn't make any sense. Well, this ninja world is weird and sometimes unpredictable. But being dead for 12 years and just popping up, well, that's awfully weird, said Darui. The group was talking about the Limitless. The Raikage couldn't believe it. Things between the nations had been calm. Well, there was some hassle with the Hyuga incident, but they were able to sort that out though. But the Raikage knew, as well as every Kage, that peace never lasts forever. And to hear that the Limitless was back, well, that was quite troubling. The Limitless was as deadly, or probably even more deadly than Minato, because of his unending reserves, and he sharpened his skills into such a fine degree that it becomes almost impossible to take him down. He never stops, he never wavers, as this angered the Raikage to no end. Konoha is always the strongest. The Raikage has been bolstering his forces over the past years. Yes, he has been gathering his ninjas over the past years. They have been trained and bolstering their forces. Most of the Cloud population was ninjas, as ninjas far outweigh the civilians. But his ninjas were just not up to par with the Leaf Shinobis as much as he hated to say that, as he wouldn't say it out loud, but as he had witnessed that very clearly back in the past war. And know that that man was back, it just bolstered Konoha's strength even more. As there wasn't one person who they had to worry about, which was Minato. They had to worry about the Limitless as well. Meanwhile, at the Hidden Stone, Onikiyu was shocked, as he just received a report that was spreading all around the elemental nations from daimyos to dignitaries, as he couldn't believe what he was hearing. As Onikiyu did not understand how was this even possible. That man died 12 years ago. Even though Minato was a prominent figure for Konoha when the Limitless had fallen, the other nations had cheered as Konoha's strength had dipped, and not to mention after the recent Fox attack. But no nations decided to intervene, as Minato was still there and Konoha still had some powerful ninjas. But the nation was getting weaker, that is what they thought. But They strived in the past 12 years and they were able to rebolster their forces and gotten even stronger. And know that this man was back. The world will never stay at peace forever, and if another war was to pop up, this means Konoha would prove to be the strongest once again. Something that angered Oniki. As he couldn't believe that this man was back, he needed more information. Someone can't just die for 12 years and pop back up. Could it perhaps be a trickery? Perhaps did he really survive the Kyuubi attack and he's been spying, doing something in the shadows all these years? But they announced it that he was back from the dead. He need more information. He need to find out what the hell was going on in Konoha. Meanwhile at the village, as Naruto was currently sitting down on the couch, well, he was lying back as his hands were placed on his chest as he was talking. I think it began when I was 14 years old. You know, teenager hormones and all that, said Naruto. I mean, that was the first time I saw my first pair of female breasts. And I just... well, I wonder what was this sensation. I mean, the female body is really something to just admire. And that was the first time I found out. As I really thought to myself, it couldn't be possible. Was I a pervert? I mean, that couldn't be possible, right? Jiraiya claims to be this super pervert and has no shame. But I was a nice, decent 14-year-old, right? Who just have a love for the female body. But as time go on, I realized it was more than that. And the world of endless possibilities opened up to me. The more my name grew, the more females threw themselves at me. And I mean, there was a lot. Really lot. And it was then I realized I wasn't a pervert. I'm just awesome. And the girls just really love me, said Naruto. And not to mention I'm great in bed. So that just makes the whole lot better. You know what I mean, said Naruto as he turned his head towards Inoichi. Inoichi was sitting down in a chair. As he looked towards Naruto, the man had a large sweat drop inside his head. As he looked towards the clock, Naruto, you've been talking for the past 35 minutes. And the original question I asked you was how were you feeling? And yet you rammed on for the past 35 minutes about nonsense. As Naruto looked towards the man, well, you listen to me, said Naruto. It's my job to. But I thought you would tell me something important on how you're actually feeling. But nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, you're not a good therapist, said Naruto. And how am I not? I've sat here for the past 35 minutes, listening to everything that you have to say, which is absolute nonsense. Jeez, turn the guy down for talking about his life. But you're right, said Naruto as he sat up. Oh, before I say anything else, you know that you can't really tell anyone else what we're discussing here, right? Of course I know that, said Inoichi. It's between the client and myself. It goes against my honor and my code to reveal any piece of this information that I hear from you. As Naruto's face got serious as Inoichi saw that he wasn't kidding around anymore. As he understood what Naruto was trying to do, he was just trying to break the ice. Being someone that frequently studied about the mind, Inoichi realized that there was something bothering Naruto the moment he stepped in here. The reason why he went off on Naruto like that. He wanted to see how far Naruto would go. And that is why he listened to his statement without even breaking him once. And Naruto had went on for 35 minutes, rambling about things that didn't really make sense. Well, they did, but they were not important. And now, he was finally ready to get down to it. What can I say, said Naruto as he looked at the man. It was a lot, but I survived it. Some days the place would be freezing cold. Some days, it would be so hot I could feel my insides boiling. I lost track of time. Time didn't make sense some days. I tried to count, I tried to find out what day it is, what year it is, how much days has passed, but even though I was just gone for 12 years, It felt like I was gone for eternity. The Shinigami was hardly there. As much as that was his domain, seeing that I was still in his stomach. He was always off doing I really don't know what. After all, he's a being of complex, supernatural creation. He's off gathering souls or whatever. For the first few years, it felt so unreal. I could not sleep. I could not eat. Most of the time I could not even touch. Touch, Inoichi said. Yeah, most times. It felt like I didn't even have hands or legs. Sometimes I felt like I was not breathing, like I was trapped underwater, and I could not get breath for years. As the time passed by, it felt like centuries passed. I hold on to my memories that was quickly leaving me. I tried to hold on to them as best as possible, but slowly and surely I realized I was losing them. Losing the images of the face of the ones I care about. I was losing everything. The only thing that managed to keep me sane was the Kyuubi, said Naruto. Inoichi was surprised by that. We both realized that the situation was, well, not favorable to either of us. So we came to our agreement. It's better we became friends than fighting each and every day. That will solve nothing. And so like that, years upon years pass. We talk, I learn, he learned. And things just went on like that. And what about your experience with the Shinigami? Asked Inoichi. Well, most times he just amuse himself. By changing the environment a bit. What do you mean? He would make me think that I'm back. I wake up in the Elemental Nation with Kushina, my family, only to have it all taken away from me. And how did that make you feel? Horrible, said Naruto. I was so angry. I tried to fight him several times. That surprised Inoichi. And once I attacked him, he killed me. What? In that place I could not die, but I could feel the pain though. Of him tearing me in half with that sight of his. Of him erasing me. At one point he did it, where I was suspended into nothing. Suspended into nothing? I don't follow, Inoichi said. Yeah, it would be hard to explain. I was basically there, but I was not. I was here and I was nowhere at the same time. I could feel, but I could not. I could hear, but I could not. I could see, but I could not. My senses felt like they were there, but they were not. My body felt like nothing and everything at the same time. And it went on like that for months, years. I don't even know. My mind was not coherent enough to have proper thoughts of counting, until I just randomly woke up back in the Elemental Nation. A punishment of sorts, for me attacking him it seems, even though he was the one that enjoyed my suffering. His laughter was like nails, tearing on iron. A sick, toxic sound to the ears. And then it finally happened. After so long of suffering, I felt it, that pull. Because of our shared link, the fox was with me the entire time. The Shinigami. He didn't want to let me go. After all, I was already dead. My soul had been given to him. But the seal was able to overpower the Death Reaper seal and pull my soul back to this world along with the fox as well. And there wasn't anything he can do about it. But he was pissed. So I have no intentions of returning back there. When I die this time, I want the option to go to heaven or hell. Never back there. So that's pretty much it, said Naruto as he looked towards the man. The feeling in the room seemed to be calming down a bit. Well, Naruto, I must say, I've never gotten this much of a breakthrough with a patient so quickly before. Usually, they mumble around for hours without truly getting to the heart of what they actually want to say. And my little trick that I did earlier on you usually fail against them, but you told me everything. You exposed your weaknesses, your fears, about ever going back to that place again. But tell me, how do you feel now? To tell you the truth, I don't feel like I'm really here, said Naruto. What do you mean? I feel like this is just a trick. That is why I kept on testing myself several times. If it wasn't for my amazing healing ability, you would see the marks on my arms. From what? Kunai, said Naruto. As Inuichi narrowed his eyes. Oh, it's nothing like that. I'm not trying to kill myself or anything. It's just... when I was being tricked by the Shinigami, I felt pain, but the pain felt so different. But now, being here, experiencing real pain, it's different. I know I'm here, but sometimes my mind plays tricks on me, said Naruto as he looked up towards Inuichi to see the man's head melting off, as Naruto blinked 3 times. Are you okay? Inuichi asked. I'm fine, said Naruto. Did it happen? Inuichi said. Yeah, said Naruto. But that's just a side effect of me being there for so long. I'm sure in due time, that will wear off. Naruto, no one was ever meant to truly come back alive, even if someone did rise from the dead. If they used some sort of supernatural jutsu or something, the memories of where they were, I doubt would come back with them, but you did not go somewhere that you were supposed to. Your soul was taken by the Shinigami as payment for what you did to the Nine-Tailed Fox. And for that memories, all that time, stuck in that place, hours, weeks, days, years, centuries that you lived for, it has all come back with you. I'm impressed that you're able to talk to me so coherent, and not have a mental breakdown, said Inuichi as he looked towards him. I know what you're doing, you know, said Naruto. Excuse me? You're saying these words, the way you're acting. You want to see if there's something I'm not telling you, but I can assure you, there's nothing. Look at me. I know that it's gonna be a while before I'm back on my feet completely, but I assure you, all that I've said is what happened, said Naruto. Inuichi looked towards him, and for some reason, he saw no deception. But if that was the case, this was better than he thought. That meant he could actually work with Naruto and get him over this trauma. As Naruto lay back down on the couch, so how long do you think it will be before I'm on missions once again? I'm afraid that you're not ready to embark on missions yet, Naruto, until we can root this problem out of you. Having this state of mind that you currently have right now, and having it act up on a mission, would be detrimental for you or the team that you're on. So we will continue these sessions and see where things go from now on. I would ask the topic of retirement, as Naruto snapped his gaze towards the man. Inuichi sighed, knowing you. That's the farthest thing away from your mind. Exactly, said Naruto. Alright then, said Inuichi. Put your faith in me, and let's root this problem out. Alright, Doc, said Naruto. Time skip. As Naruto was exiting Inuichi's house, as Naruto came to a stop when he saw a young girl enter, she paused as she looked at him. The girl looked up towards him with her blue eyes. As Ino couldn't help it, a small blush came on her face as she saw this tall, handsome man. As she remembered the rumors that she heard, as she couldn't find the words to speak, as Naruto stooped down in front of her. Why, hello there, he said. You look so much like Samara. You must be her daughter. You know my mom? Yeah, said Naruto. I know your mom and dad very well. The name is Naruto Uzumaki, and who might you be? I'm Ino Yamanaka, she said, as the both of them shook hands. Well, nice to meet you, Ino Yamanaka. You're probably around the same age as my niece. Do you know her? Her name is Mito. Mito? Yeah, I know Mito. We're actually friends. As Naruto smiled at that, it seems history repeats itself. What do you mean? Well, your mom and my big sister, Kushina Uzumaki, was good friends when they were going to the academy. So, you and Mito being good friends now. Well, history is repeating itself, said Naruto. And not to mention the both of you look just like your moms. Well, it was nice meeting you. Do you happen to know where your mother is right now? Your father would be along shortly, but I want to go and say my hellos. She's in the flower shop. Thank you, said Naruto, as he got back up. He walked past Ino as she stood there. Shell shock. The entire time he was talking to her. For a few moments she blocked out a bit, as he was the most handsomest guy that she has ever seen. He completely surpassed the Photokage in that department. And the rumors seem to be true. She hasn't talked to Mito since the Chunin exams debacle. She need to find her right away. As she quickly left, she wanted to know more. Meanwhile, as Samara, Yamanaka heard the bell. I'll be right there, she said. Always working yourself so hard. Samara paused as she heard that voice. It sounded a bit deeper, but it was him. Naruto? As Samara looked at him, she had seen him on the tower once. The Hokage was telling everyone that he was back. But she never got to speak to him, as he never got around that much. After all, it's only been a few days. She doubted that he's gone to speak to everyone yet. Samara-chan, said Naruto. It's been a while. Well, considering that you've been dead for the past 12 years. Yes, it's been a while. As she came around and hugged him as Naruto hugged her back. I'm still so shocked, she said, as she looked him up and down. I mean, you're here. You're alive. Yes, I'm here. I'm alive, he said, a smile on his face. You know, knowing you, I should have expected something like this. You always seem to pull off the incredible acts that no one else can do. But this was a bit too much, I must say. Well, I wouldn't expect this, but I'm glad that you're back. I'm glad that you're back. How are you coping with things? I mean, a lot has changed. Yeah, it has, said Naruto. A lot has changed. But I'm trying my best to cope with everything. Have you talked to the others yet? No. I figured I would do that today, said Naruto. To see how everyone is getting along. She looked away, as Naruto saw the look in her eyes. I know, he said. Huh. You know about her, right? That's what you mean. Yeah, said Naruto. Are you... As Naruto shook his head. I'm not gonna really do anything about it, said Naruto. Knowing you, I should have expected that, Samara said. You were never one to really get into that much problem over one person, but this is Kurenai. I mean, you told me yourself. Yeah, I did, said Naruto. I did tell you how much I felt about her in the past, right? Well, you were surprised, remember? Saying that she was the only person that you were unable to stop thinking about after you've been with once before. Yeah, that was a really strange feeling to me back then, said Naruto. But she's happy now. As Samara looked at Naruto with a smile. You know, despite being gone for so long, you haven't changed. You're able to look past everything just to make sure that she's happy. If Asuma was in the picture, I'm sure that she would be delighted to run back in your arms. After you fell. She cried, she was so sad. Me and the other girls tried to be there for her. But it still took a while for her to recover. But now that you're back, I'm sure she will still be happy to see you. Well, we're friends, said Naruto. Do you really think that can work? Asked Samara. I'm not trying to be a bad news right here, but you two were inseparable. And now friends? Are you sure? I'm not sure, said Naruto. Well, if you ever want to talk about it, I'll be right here. As Naruto smiled. Thanks, he said, as she came in and hugged him back. The door opened, as Inuichi stepped inside. As Naruto turned towards the man, don't worry, he said, waving off Inuichi. About what? Inuichi asked. I won't steal your lovely wife here, said Naruto. I mean, she's a wonderful, delightful woman, but you have a daughter and a wonderful life, so I won't interfere. I wasn't worried. Really? Said Naruto. I mean, you should cherish the moments you have with this wonderful woman. You should be worried, said Naruto. He's right, said Samara. So you're not worried, huh? No, I didn't mean it like that, said Noichi. I was just saying I'm confident in our marriage. But you should still at least be a bit worried, said Naruto. He's right, Samara said. You should. I didn't do anything wrong, said Inoichi. As both Samara and Naruto start to laugh. You know, it's still easy to get at him. And he called himself an expert and he come towards the mine. As the both of them laugh after him, as the man's eyes twitch. He shook his head. He might have been gone for 12 years, but it seems like he never left. Meanwhile, at Training Ground 6, Asuma Sarutobi was currently standing with Kakashi Hatake. Kakashi had his book in his hand, but he was speaking to Asuma. But the book was open though. As they were speaking about the situation. So, how are things going, said Kakashi. As Asuma was the one that was out here first, as till Kakashi was passing by and saw him as he started some light conversation. And Kakashi decided to ask, with this whole thing with Naruto coming back. They're speaking about Kurenai, huh? As Kakashi did not answer that, because he knew that Asuma already knew. Look, I know the both of them were inseparable before he died and all. And that's, well, I just don't know, Asuma said. I mean, he's my friend. I know he's back. I know Kurenai is with me, so I'm not sure, Asuma said. Well, I'm sure that Naruto has remained the same. I haven't had a chance to speak with him yet. But he will understand, it's been 12 years since he, well, went away. And 12 years is a long time, Kakashi said. You think he would, Asuma said, as he narrowed his gaze towards Kakashi. You remember his attitude, right? Back in the past, when certain things didn't go his way, especially when it involves us guys. Yeah, said Kakashi, as Naruto was a person that did not keep up with nonsense. When certain things were not going as he wanted them to, especially when it involved his guy friends. He ended up fighting them, just to make his point go across. He loved to do this with Guy, as Guy always was ready for the challenge. Kakashi and Asuma felt something as he turned. Boom! The ground was decimated as stone and debris flew everywhere, forcing the two men to step aside as they had to dodge. In the small crater that was suddenly created by his feet, Naruto rose up. As Kakashi narrowed his one gaze upon the man, who has gotten a lot bigger since he died. How was that even possible? The citizens of Konoha were told that Naruto survived with a Fuinjutsu that was created by him a long time ago. The people were happy when they heard that one of their heroes was back to the village. Given the recent failed invasion, the morale of them had been spiked back up. As a few of them had died in the invasion, but the morale of the village has been spiked back up, with Konoha retaining its title of the most powerful village. As Naruto gave a little speech, and the people had cheered and shouted his name out. As Naruto had this look on his face that got Asuma sweating a bit, he was dead serious. As his gaze snapped towards Kakashi as well. Why is he looking at me? Said Kakashi as he started to back away. As he remembered the past, a lot of broken bones, a lot of swelling. Asuma, I think you got this, he said as he turned. He will speak to Naruto a later time. As he turned to move away until Naruto flashed in front of him. As Kakashi froze as he stepped back. Where are you going? Copy Ninja, said Naruto. Kakashi gulped a bit. Naruto, long time no see. How are you doing? He said. Oh, I'm doing just fine. I just came by to pay you guys a visit. I mean, you two are my friends, aren't you? And we haven't seen each other in the past 12 years. So I just want to talk. About what? Asuma asks. Oh, you know, weather, village, how you stole my girlfriend, said Naruto. I mean, we were friends. And doing something like that is basically unforgivable. Look, it's been 12 years. I don't know how time works where you were, but No, I didn't mean like that, but I'm just saying that things change. Oh, they did? Oh well, think of me as the unchanger because I'm gonna put them back to normal. Starting by handling some business, said Naruto as he cracked his knuckles. Before he started to laugh, as the two men switch up. You know, it's been a long time since I scared the shit out of you two. And I must say, it gets better and better each time. Kakashi breathed a sigh of relief, as he wasn't in the mood to fight someone right now, especially someone like Naruto. Asuma on the other hand was still a bit wary, as Naruto placed a hand on both of their shoulders. Asuma, it's alright, said Naruto. As you said, I was gone for 12 years. 12 years is a long time, and as long as Kurina is happy. But if you hurt her, I'll hunt you down, and I'll kill you, said Naruto with a smile. He said it like a non-threatening joke, but they weren't so sure. Yeah, Asuma said. So, Kakashi, what have you been up to lately? You know, this and that, said Kakashi. As Naruto saw the book and snatched it. What's this? That's Jiraiya-sama's new bestseller. Huh? Jiraiya wrote other books? Yes, quite a lot actually. As Naruto read the few first line. Huh? This is porn, he said. Not really. It's a mix between comedy and perfect erotic literature. Come on man, this is just porn, said Naruto. And you're reading this in broad daylight? Don't people know what is in this book? Yeah, they do. As Naruto shook his head. You're even worse than me, Kakashi, said Naruto. I doubt that, said Kakashi. Yeah, you're probably right. So, what have you guys been up to? I mean, I have been gone for 12 years. Fill me in, said Naruto. A lot has changed. Well, I did take on the Genin team. Yeah, I heard about that. My niece is one of your members, right? Yeah, said Kakashi. How is she coming along, said Naruto. Well, given who her parents is, and the hard work that she put in, it's no surprise that she's a powerful individual. Well, I guess it runs in the blood, said Naruto. Huh, guess it does, said Kakashi. How about you, Asuma? Well, I did take a team for myself. The younger Inashikacho. Oh, is that so? You know, I recently met the daughter of Inoichi. Sweet kid, said Naruto. What about the others? Well, they're like their parents. Shikaku. His son Shikamaru is an example of him. And Chosa, oh well, and his son is the same way. As the three men turned their head as they felt something coming. As Kakashi sighed, we should have expected this, he said, as a small grin came on Naruto's face. You guys might want to step back. The two of them did as Naruto turned and drive his fist forward. As Naruto's fist made contact with Gai's, an onslaught of energy exploded out in the area, decimating the place as their fists connected with utter brute force. As both men break away as they leap back, as Naruto landed on his feet calmly, as Gai had fire in his eyes. My old rival, you are back, once on your feet again. It seems like not even death could outshine your flames of youth, Gai said as he launched towards Naruto in a spinning kick motion. As Naruto watched him coming towards him, Gai was a rather strange, observant individual, as he seemed to love to fight to show his happiness. After all, that is exactly what he was doing right now. As Naruto crossed his arms as Gai, like connected against it, the ground broke underneath Naruto's feet, but his knees did not bend, showing the strength that he had. It's glad to see you too, Gai, It is my youthful rival. Now, we shall test our flames of youth as we have not in years now, said Guy as he spin, bringing his leg back up, but Naruto grabbed it and brought Guy down. Guy reached out his hands as his hands slammed into the ground, cratering it as Naruto launched a kick to his back, but Guy jumped away. Before he shot towards Naruto the moment his feet touched the ground as Naruto ducked, Guy's feet passed over his head. Naruto rolled to the side as Guy's feet decimate the ground. Well, I guess things are returning back to the old days, said Kakashi. Yeah, it seems that way, said Asuma, but he had this look on his face, as Kakashi could see that Asuma didn't want things to return back to the good old days completely, because that meant Kurenai would no longer be with him, and she would be with Naruto. As Naruto grabbed Guy by the hand and twisted and threw him away, Guy was sent sailing as he landed on a tree bark. He broke it as he shot off. As Guy was coming towards Naruto to punch, Naruto tilted his head as Guy passed him, but Naruto didn't allow him to go too far, as Naruto dropped his elbow and Guy back. Guy slammed into the ground face first, as Naruto kicked him right in the stomach, launching him backwards. He crashed into the training post. Guy burst out laughing as he got to his feet, as he came over and pulled Naruto into a big bear hug. As Naruto, hands were at his side, as Guy pulled back. "It is good to see you, my friend," he said. "It seems your flame of youth has not lessened one bit even in death. And now that you're back, we can continue to test our flames of youth to push each other each and every day up to our maximum." As Naruto laughed at Guy's attitude. "You know, I miss you a lot, Guy," he said, as Guy was the only person he knew in the world that had this attitude. "Well then, my friend, I am currently in the training session with my young student." As Lee rushed up to Guy, as Naruto froze, he stepped back. "Guy, you had a son?" he said. "No, this is my student." "Hello, nice to meet you. I am Rock Lee. My sensei has told me all about you, about your flames of youth and how high they burn. I will not stop until I am able to push my flames, passing you and my sensei as well." "Huh, you're like a complete copy of him." As Naruto looked at the two of them. "Yeah," said Naruto, as Lee nodded. "Well then, my friend, I will see you soon," said Guy as he rushed off with Lee. As Naruto walked back over to Kakashi and Asuma. "Hey, Kakashi." "Yeah?" "You know how Guy tend to forget people?" "Yeah." "Where are you going with this?" said Asuma. "Well, think about it. Are you guys sure that Guy didn't sleep with a woman and forget her face entirely, and that kid is his? Do you know that kid's mother?" "Actually, no," said Kakashi, as Asuma's eyes went wide, as the boatmen looked at each other. "No." "No," they said. "Yeah," said Naruto. "No." "No," boatman says. They looked at each other. "But it can be," said Naruto, as they looked at each other again. "No," they said. "Think about it," said Naruto. "He kind of has a point," Asuma said. "Yeah, I do," said Naruto. "Try and see if you can find that kid's mother," Kakashi said. Naruto, "Know that you got me on this. I really want to know as well, if this is even possible. Could Guy forget someone that he's been with completely like that?" "Kakashi, think about it." "Yeah, you're right," said Kakashi. "I'll try," he said. Time skip. As Naruto was making his way, as he heard someone training at Training Ground 7. As he arrived to see none other than Itachi. As Naruto shook his head, no, it wasn't Itachi. As he slowly made his way over to the boy, Sasuke was currently kicking the training posts. As he stopped, as he took several deep breaths, as he was all sweaty, his hands scuffed up. "Working hard there." Sasuke snapped around as he narrowed his eyes. He didn't even sense him. "No need to be alarmed," said Naruto, as he walked towards Sasuke. Seems like you have a problem with that post," Sasuke looked towards the post that he's been taking it rather hard on. As he glanced towards Naruto. You're him. Him? The guys everyone talking about. You're the one that helped us when we faced off against Gaara. You're also the uncle of Mito. Yep, I'm him, said Naruto. As Naruto walked over to the boy. As he looked at Sasuke's hands. You know, when you're punching, said Naruto, you can hold your hands like this as he shows Sasuke another motion. So when you do punch, as Naruto slammed his hand to the posts, you don't hurt your hand that much, you see? Sasuke clenched his fist just like Naruto, as he slammed his hand to the posts. Huh, it really worked. As Sasuke saw that the man wanted to ask him something, but he seemed hesitant to do so. What is it? Sasuke asks. Huh. It's weird, said Naruto. You look so much like Itachi. So much like him, said Naruto. You knew my brother? Yeah, very well actually. That is why I can't understand what they're saying about him. You've been gone for a long time, said Sasuke. You don't know what that monster has done. I've heard recently, said Naruto. As he placed a hand on Sasuke's shoulder, as Sasuke narrowed his eyes towards the hand. I know it's not my place, but I want to help you find him. I know that you probably already have it in your mind to find him, but I want to help. You have more of a reason to go after him than me, but I've known him for a long time. And I also know your mother quite well, said Naruto. And I can't understand why he would do something like this. Well, he did, said Sasuke. That is why I want to find him. To ask him why he did this. You want to ask him why? Let me tell you why. He wanted to test the capabilities of his eyes. He wanted to test his limits. That is why he did this, said Sasuke. As Naruto stepped closer to him. Before he poked him on the forehead, Sasuke staggered back as the feeling felt so familiar. I saw you when you were a baby. You're a bit older than Mito. I saw Itachi as well when you were born. And the love that he had for you is something I'm surprised that can be broken so easily. But he did it, said Sasuke. I know, said Naruto. But don't you want to know why? As Naruto was really sure that Itachi did this because of something, but he wasn't sure what it was. As he could see it on his child's face. From the way he moved, from the way he acted. The thought of Itachi plagued him, even in his dreams. Sasuke's hands dropped to his side. Yes. He told me that he wanted to test the abilities of his eyes. That the brother I knew was just an illusion. Your sister, Kushina-san. She told me that Itachi was a good person. She didn't understand why he would do this. I don't know if Uchihas are naturally evil because we unlock that second form of our eyes. No, said Naruto. You're not naturally evil, and don't think of yourself as that. As he looked directly into Sasuke's eyes. You're just a kid. Don't let anyone, or even yourself, tell you that you're naturally evil, because Itachi was not naturally evil. He was a sweet kid that always wanted the best, and he always wanted a world where you could grow. Him and I spoke before you were born, and he wanted you to be protected. A world where there was no violence and war, a world where there was nothing but peace. So I can't imagine Itachi doing this. This world is a bit messed up out there, but not that messed up, said Naruto. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Are you saying that there's another reason? He asks. As Naruto gave him a gentle smile. If there is. Would you allow me to help you in your quest to find out? Over the years, Mito and her mother, and even the fourth Hokage, had filled him with such kindness that the hate for his brother was still there, but he had a family once again. As Sasuke wanted revenge, but a part of him wanted to look into his brother's eyes and knew why. Why did he put him through this? And this man was offering to help him. Sasuke nodded, as Naruto smiled, as he looked at Sasuke's hands. Seeing that you're Uchiha, I bet you're affinity is fire, right? Sasuke nodded back. Well then, you want me to teach you something cool? What is it? Said Sasuke. As Naruto went through hand sign. Fire style. Raining pillar, he said. As Naruto spewed fireballs out of his mouth. Sasuke watched as they rained from the heavens, slamming over the training field rather strongly. As he looked at Naruto in shock. And there's many more I can teach you, said Naruto. Really? Said Sasuke. As Naruto placed a hand on his head. Sure, he said. Time skip. As Naruto walked into the office and sat down. You had quite the day today, said Minato, as he spun around in his chair. Yes, I have, said Naruto. I met back quite a few people. Most of them has changed, but most of them are the same way. Just a bit older, he said. Yeah. But now that you're back, the nations is being shaken up by the news, said Minato. I know that you already know that. Yeah, I figured that much, said Naruto. But you've done a wonderful job keeping the peace. It's not all that peaceful, said Minato. But you're just back. I don't want to thrust you into anything. Come on, Minato. You know I would give my life for this village anytime. That I do, said Minato. But unless you're cleared by Inoichi, I won't put you back on the field. I figure you say that, said Naruto. But we should be getting this start out very soon. So tell me, what has been going on? How has the nation been behaving since I was gone? Well, a lot has happened. A lot more new enemies have arisen. There is an organization known as the Akatsuki, and their goal is to capture all Bijus. Bijus, said Naruto. What do the organization like that do with that power? I don't know. But the organization is full of S-rank missing ninjas. Is that so? Said Naruto. Yes. And from what Jiraiya has been able to gather, Itachi is a part of this organization. As Naruto's eyes narrowed. He is. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see this sports, then do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off for now, see you guys soon. Peace.